Hello, everybody. This is Mr. Rosa again, and welcome to another College Monday. Today, we're going to be talking about how to afford college. We're going to discuss the costs associated with going to college, as well as what aid you might receive and how you can lower your overall. So when we start thinking about paying about college, you're most likely asking, first of all, how much will I need to pay? After you ask that, you'll also most likely consider what aid you're going to get from a school. Finally, you'll also have some questions about how you can lower your expenses. Today, we're going to start by going over what's called the award letter. We're going to go over this as our tool for discussing affording college, as it will help you evaluate the actual cost of the university for you once you're a senior. Your award letter that you'll receive after you are accepted to a school will have three main parts. It'll have a cost of attendance breakdown. It'll have a review of available aid and loans, as well as the next steps. In today's video, we're specifically focusing on cost of attendance and available aid, as these will be the things most pressing for you to understand whether you can afford a college option. First, we'll start with cost of attendance. Cost of attendance is the technical term for what makes up your college cost. This will include things like tuition and fees, living expenses, supplies and books, transportation, as well as anything else you need to be a successful student in college. Within costs of attendance, we can break it down into two separate-ish areas, first of which being direct costs. Direct costs are going to be what you're specifically paying to the school. For most schools, this is tuition and fees, as well as room and board if you're living on campus. These rates do not change. These rates are set by the school, and you'll be paying the school directly for them. After your direct costs, you have your indirect costs. This will be more things like books and supplies, personal expenses and transportation, as well as your living expenses if you choose to live off campus. We separate indirect costs from direct costs, as these are not paid directly to the university. This means you also have some flexibility in what this number is, and the college is only giving you an estimate of what they expect you to pay during the semester. In the end, we'll have a total cost, which will be your rough estimate for the term. This, however, is a sticker price and will not be what your first bill will be, as you'll be getting financial aid and other options to bring down this cost. Cost of attendance depends on the program and the school that you attend. Often shorter programs like associate's degrees will be cheaper than a bachelor's degree or four-year program. However, you can easily turn an associate's degree into a bachelor by transferring to a four-year university after you complete it. There's also a difference between public and private schools. Public schools receive money from the state to subsidize their tuition, so they'll often have a lower sticker price. However, this doesn't mean they will be your lowest cost option. I recommend starting with the publics, but then applying to some privates and seeing what additional aid you can receive, as private schools often has larger endowments and can offer larger scholarships. Additionally, you should think of the location of your school, as out-of-state public schools will have larger tuition costs and less financial aid available than an in-state school. Additionally, if you live closer to home, you can live at home and save money on living expenses. However, I know some of you want to get out of the house, so definitely look at the living expenses of where you're living before you commit to a school. I keep talking about the sticker price not being a completely accurate amount of what you'll be paying for college. This is because sticker price doesn't account for aid you might already be eligible for. To find a better way to learn about what a college will cost you, I recommend searching for college's net price calculators. These calculators will ask you some questions similar to those that will be asked on the FAFSA, and then it will give you a financial aid estimate, thus giving you a better idea of how much a college will actually cost you if you decide to. The next part of the financial aid award letter we'll be looking at is the financial aid offer. What this is a breakdown of the aid you can receive, and it includes both need and merit-based aid. Need-based aid is aid based on the amount of financial resources you have to pay for college, where merit-based is based on attributes like your grades, performance on musical audition, or even sports and athletics or other activities. The first part of your financial aid offer will be usually gift aid. Gift aid is what comprises of grants and scholarships, and it's money that you don't have to pay back after you graduate. Getting a lot of gift aid means that you can bring down the cost of college and not have to worry about repayment like the other forms of financial aid. While your aid award letter will give you any federal, state, or school scholarships, I also recommend applying for additional private scholarships when you go to college, because these can bring down your college cost. At the end, I have some tools to specifically find additional private scholarships that you can even start applying for now. When you get to be a senior, though, I recommend reaching out to your financial aid office, as scholarships often can adjust the amount of aid you're eligible for. Additionally, make sure your scholarships have requirements that you can actually complete in college, and see if they can renew over all 4 years of your college experience. After gift aid, we have work study. Work study is money that you can earn through on-campus jobs and help pay for your college. You have to pay up front for it because your college will pay you back as you work through your campus job. Finally is the scariest part for most students of financial aid: loans. This is money that you will need to be paid back in the end, and often your package will include a combination of student and parent loans. Loans are a serious thing to consider before taking out, as they will require you to pay back and could put you into debt. However, loans are often part of financial aid package, and they shouldn't be something you're scared to take out. As long as you make sure you get the appropriate information to understand the requirements you have to pay back, loans are a good option to help pay for your college. An additional thing you might hear about is private student loans. These are not considered part of financial aid, as any student can take them out. I recommend using private student loans as a last resort, as higher interest rates than federal loans will make these more expensive in the long run. Additionally, you must have a credit application approved, which can be a time-consuming process. Here is just a quick graphic to show you how private loans have higher interest rates than the federal loans that you might receive on your aid award letter. Then today, I wanted to give you some scholarship news you need to know now. As you're looking ahead towards your senior year, plan to fill out your FAFSA starting in October of your senior year. This will be your first stop to getting free money for college, and every college will require this to document before they can give you a financial aid award letter. So even if you're planning on receiving some merit-based scholarships, you need to fill out this FAFSA, even if your family wouldn't qualify necessarily for need-based scholarships. Some next steps to learn about scholarships are going to My Student Aid and the Community Foundation of Holland Zeeland. These are both state and local scholarship providers, and looking at these opportunities now can help you plan out your high school experience to make sure you're eligible for the most scholarships possible. You can also start looking for some scholarships now on places like FastWeb or the Holland High School website, as some scholarships don't require you to be a senior to apply. Finally, make sure to talk with me, your college advisor, if you have any questions about financial aid and scholarships looking towards the future. I'd be happy to start a conversation about college affordability with you now, so we can plan out the next couple of years of your high school experience. Thanks again for watching today, and I hope you have a great evening.